Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So today I would like to show you how to do otoscopy examination. So I have with me today an otoscope and also a friend. So together we will show you how to do otoscopic examination. You just look only at one half of my friend's face because he only have a half of himself, okay? And I cover him up a bit because sexy. Okay, so parts of otoscope. This is an otoscope. This otoscope have a detachable earpiece. So this earpiece you have to change in between ear. And this ear have ear discharge, so this otoscope already go in there. You cannot use this otoscope and introduce to the other ear because the infection can go from the ear with infection go to the normal ear. So you should change also, and of course in between patient. So this is the earpiece. Two is this otoscope have light. Why an otoscope need to have light? Because the ear canal is a tunnel. So it is very dark. So you need a light to assist you to see inside the external ear canal and also at the tympanic membrane. Okay. Here at the back of the otoscope here, you have a mobile structure. This mobile structure. So this one, it have a glass. This is not a normal glass. This is a what we call a lens. So what it helps you, it helps for magnification. So when you see in the ear, if you use without the glass, it's as if you see without magnification. So if you put the glass, you will magnify inside the ear. So we want to see details. I can use a headlight. I just put headlight and I can show inside the patient's ear. I can see until the tympanic membrane. I can straighten the patient's ear and I can see the tympanic membrane. So why we use the otoscope? Because one of the reason is it's not only it have light, it also have the feature of magnification. Okay, and then this is the neck. At the neck where you have the here the green one, this is to on and off the light, and this is the handle. In the handle there is the battery, the power source for the otoscope. Here this one is a rechargeable battery. There's some otoscope, they have battery there, you need to change when the power is out. Okay, and here you have the attachment. This what we call a pneumatic device. So pump air go through the earpiece, goes into the external ear canal to the tympanic membrane. What you can do with this is, one, you can see the mobility of the tympanic membrane. Number two is when you suspect the patient have labyrinthine fistula. There is a communication between the inner ear and the middle ear. So when you do this, you inject the air into the ear, so there will be a movement of the fluid in the inner ear and cause patient to have vertigo. Okay, so you can check for two things using this pneumatic speculum. Okay, so before I show you how to use this otoscope to examine the patient, number one is you need to inspect the patient's ear. Okay, before you go in, you have to see if there any discharge, any mass coming out. Is the pinna is normal? Is there any redness inflammation, it become red, excoriated at the external ear canal. So you need to see the ear first before you introduce the otoscope. Okay. Then number 2, after inspection, you see there is no discharge, there is no mass coming out from the external ear canal. The concha is normal, the ear canal is normal, there is no preauricular sinus. Okay, everything is normal. So number 2, what you need to do is palpation. Palpation means that you need to touch the patient's ear. What is the palpations for? The palpation is to elicit tenderness, whether the patients have pain in the ear. Okay, so first you need to ask your patient, Kak rasa sakit tak telinga? Ada sakit tak telinga? Why you need to ask patients? Because you don't want to induce too much pain and the patient will be very, very painful. You don't want the patient to jerk because of pain. No. You don't want to induce pain to the patient. What you want to do is you want to know where is the location of the pain that the patient tell you. Okay. First is, you see this is the patient's tragus. Patient tragus. So you push the patient's tragus. Okay. So it's the patient's tragus. Number 1, there's only 3 sides. 3 sides only when you want to do palpation. 1 is tragus pressure. Tragus pressure, when you press on the patient's tragus, you need to see the patient's facial expression. Why? You don't look at your finger when you press. You need to look at the patient's face because you want to see whether the patient is in pain or not. So you tekan and you tengok muka patient. 1. Second side, so what you want to know is if the patients have pain in the external ear canal. If patient says that it's painful, means that there is a pathology in external ear canal. Number 2 is here at the cymba concha. The concha here. So you press, you put your finger and press at the concha. This concha is a surface landmark for the mastoid antrum. If the patients have infection to the mastoid, so the antrum is the door to the mastoid. So the middle ear, mastoid antrum, the door, and the mastoid air cells posteriorly. Okay. Number 3 is you press with your thumb, you press at the mastoid process. This is also to elicit tenderness at the mastoid. So 3 areas where you want to do the palpation. Tragus, concha, with your tongue, the mastoid process. When you do this, remember you need to see the patient facial expression. We don't want the patient, you press so hard and then the patient is in pain. No, we don't want to induce pain. We want to know if the patient have pain or not. So you don't have to press very, very hard. You press slowly and see the patient's face. Okay, so this patient, no pain, no discharge, no pain. Second is third, inspection, palpation. 3 is you want to do otoscopic examination. Okay, so when you want to do otoscopic examination, you know that the external ear canal is not straight. It has the curvature of the lazy S. So when you want to see inside the external ear canal, number 1, you need to straighten the patient's ear canal. So how you like to do that? In an adult, what you do is you hold the pinna and pull the pinna up, out and back. So up, out and at the back. After you pull the pinna, you put your finger on the patient's head so that it is stable. So you tarik and you letak jari dekat kepala patient. Why? Because along the way, when you do the otoscopic examination, We don't want you to be hanging and you pulling the patient's head. We don't want that. And we don't want you to tarik the patient's telinga. It will be very painful and very uncomfortable. Okay? Hold, tarik atas, belakang, dan keluar. 3 dimension. Up, backward and outwards. Okay? Okay, and put your hand at the patient's head. So this is the patient's head. You put and you put your finger here. And you pull. You can do this to your brothers at home. Who's in the hostel can do it in your friends. Try to do it. Hold, pull and put your finger on the patient's head so that your hand is stable. So now you don't have to think about this hand anymore. Why? Because you want to use your otoscope. You want all your mind, your soul, your concentration on what's the finding in the patient's ear. Okay? In children, that is in adult, in children, how you want to straighten the ear canal is you pull the lower part of the ear downwards, down and back. Adult, up, back and out, out, back, up. In children, down, down and out, down, out, posterior. Taklah posterior sangat, down and out cukup dah. Budak kecil-kecil dia tinggi, dia tak perlu nak tarik banyak-banyak sangat. Very painful. You just hold the inferior part of the ear. Okay, now you straighten the ear canal already. Now you can see directly, if you have a headlight, you can see directly to the tympanic membrane. So why we do otoscope? Because we want to see details, the magnification. Okay, so now you want to put the otoscope. Do you have to put the whole length of the earpiece? No. That will induce pain. We don't want the patients to have pain. 1. 2 is you want to see the whole external ear canal. And you want to see at the attic area, atas. Attic area kat atas kan? So you want to tilt. When you want to tilt, you want to see the attic area, you want to have a maneuver. So this maneuver, if the otoscope is huge, in compared to the patient's ear canal, then it will be very painful to the patient. So when you want to choose the earpiece, you choose the size that a bit small in relation to patient ear canal, so you can move around. Okay, so you hold, pinah, stabilize. Now you want to put the otoscope. When you want to put the otoscope, first you use your otoscope and flip the patient's tragus. Because the patient's tragus on the way, right? So you flip the patient's tragus and then you slide in a bit. Not a lot, just a bit, so that you can stabilize the earpiece in the patient's ear canal. After you stabilize all that, so if you think that your hand is stable enough, you don't want your hand to be hanging, either what you can do is you can put your finger, your index finger on the patient's face. Why? You want it to act as fulcrum. Why? Because you want to move. So you don't want everything to move, very gross movement. We don't want the shoulder, the elbow to move. This is very gross movement. The ear canal is so small. We want a micro movement. Micro movement where? At the wrist. Here. So we don't want you to move so in a crude manner. A micro movement. So a micro movement, you need a good fulcrum. I usually use my index finger. Put on the patient cheek and put your earpiece inside the patient's ear. After you stabilize this hand, only then you put your eyes in the one eye only in the otoscope and see inside, and remember to turn on the light. If you cannot see anything, you see, oh, the light is not there, you open the light. Then you put inside the ear canal and you see. You have to see inside the cartilaginous canal, bony canal, tympanic membrane, attic area. So you have to inspect the whole ear. Okay, don't miss the attic area because you may miss the cholesteatoma. Cholesteatoma is very important so that the patients come with ear discharge, you need to rule out cholesteatoma. Okay, that's all for ear examination. You have any question, kindly ask in the WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you. Bye.